Good morning, Winnicunnet. I'm Nick Sita.
And I'm Robert Smith.
This past week has been hard for Winnicunnet. Sadly, our community suffered the loss of Northampton resident and Greenland Police Chief Michael Maloney, and fellow student Matthew Dennis was struck by a car and hospitalized in critical condition. Tragically, this all happened on the same day. For this week's show, we decided to celebrate the life of Chief Maloney and recognize the fighting spirit of Matt Dennis.
But one thing has become clear in the past week. While we may have all grown up in 4 different towns, we were all one when it matters most. Winnicunnet is a strong and caring community that rallies around each other when times are tough.
That's right. And today, some students have chosen to remain silent to help support the lesbian, gay, transgendered, and bisexual community. Students across the country and in our schools have chosen to take a vow of silence to call attention to the silencing effect of bullying and harassment of gay and lesbian students in schools. Ms. Scott helped organize this year's Day of Silence.
Yesterday, thousands of people were here at Winnicunnet to attend the funeral of Police Chief Michael Maloney. Last week, Maloney had one final drug bust before retiring after over 25 years of serving as a police officer. According to people who worked with Maloney, he had one last thing he wanted to take care of before leaving the police force, which was to issue an arrest warrant for a drug dealer on Post Road in Greenland. However, when the officers approached the house, the suspect opened fire. 4 officers were shot. One of the officers injured was Eric Kullberg, who graduated from Winnicunnet in 1999. As Maloney attempted to pull the injured officers out of harm's way, he was shot and killed. The event plunged Greenland and the surrounding towns into grief, as Maloney was a well-known, friendly, and experienced officer.
Maloney, a Winnicunnet graduate in the class of 1982, lived and worked in Northampton, New Hampshire as a police officer, eventually becoming the police chief in Greenland. Maloney had been a part of the Seacoast community his whole life, and Winnicunnet was proud to offer its campus for the funeral. Owen Marty attended this very emotional gathering and brings us the story.
Good morning, Winnicunnet. Owen Marty here, reporting on Police Chief Michael Maloney's funeral, held here today at Winnicunnet. I have the story for you. Michael Maloney graduated Winnicunnet in '81 and has been part of the Winnicunnet family since, not to mention he being a Northampton police officer for over 16 years, so it was decided to hold a funeral here at Winnicunnet's own football field where he had played football on over 30 years ago. Route 1 was closed off most of the day due to the funeral procession that ran through Remick's funeral home to the Winnicunnet football field. The procession included a formation of motorcycles escorting a bagpipe drumline and color guards from several ascending towns, followed by a brotherhood of officers with the hearse trailing behind. There were a few keynote speakers, including Governor Lynch and the U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder.
It is only fitting that we gather here at Winnicunnet High School to celebrate the life of a man who meant so much to so many people. Because it was here on these fields, where he played football and at this school, that Chief Michael Maloney began to make his mark on the world. From here, Michael would go on to dedicate his life to law enforcement, to making his community a better place, and to protecting others.
From high school, he discovered a passion for public service that came to shape his life and improve so many other lives. Although he could have chosen an easier path or a safer one, he wanted to use his skills and his many talents to help people and to help communities in need.
Officer Maloney sure will be missed. For WHTV, I'm Owen Marty.
And may this be a reminder to everyone that people on the police force put their lives on the line every day to protect us all. Chief Maloney made the ultimate sacrifice that Thursday evening, and we hold him in the greatest regard.
Unfortunately, Winnicunnet itself also took a direct blow when fellow student Matt Dennis was critically injured when he was struck by a vehicle while crossing Route 1 on his bike in Seabrook. A well-known individual, Matt was a huge fan of the football team. regularly collecting signatures from the players and following the season closer than most of the players themselves. On Friday night, a candlelight vigil was held at Tuck Field to support Matt and his family. Lexi Tiffany and Christian Armstrong have the story.
You wouldn't want to see everybody crying right now. You'd want to see everybody happy, celebrating his life.
Singing.
The one thing I've known about him is that the fun never ends. Whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh cards, whether it's, you know, hanging out with friends, teaching people new things.
For every day to go on that bus and see that kid so happy, no matter what went his way, he always brushed it off and stayed strong.
He came and asked me for my autograph. And yeah, I was just, you know, okay, some kids asked me for my autograph. Like, cool. Then I thought about it and I was just like, this is pretty cool. Like, getting an autograph for, like, I don't know, like, you appreciate that stuff.
And he always tries to make people feel better, and he did, like with his smile every day, no matter what he heard about people saying about him.
Matt is a soldier, and he's a warrior, and he's a fighter.
Everything he did, just everyone put a smile on everybody's face. There was no downside to that. You never know when you're going to lose somebody. You never know when they're not going to be able to respond to your text, your call. Just love everybody in your life and don't stop.
My last day, he gave me his email address and I gave him mine. And for months, he wrote me every single day. And last night, I read every single one of those emails. We were great pen pals, and he's always put a smile on everyone else's face around him. And I've never seen him go more than 15 seconds without smiling.
Winnicott is what? Red hot! Winnicott is what? Red hot! How do you spell it? R-E-D! Red H-O-T! Hot! R-E-D! H-O-T! Red hot! Red hot! Let's go!
Keep Matt in your hopes and prayers.
As a school community, the most important thing we can do right now is support Matt, his family, and Officer Maloney's family.
Thank you to everybody who showed up yesterday for Officer Maloney's funeral.
Yesterday, thousands of police officers and people alike came to Winnicott to show their support for a man who sacrificed his life to protect his fellow wounded officers. And the memory of him and his actions will forever be held in the hearts of his loved ones, the minds of his fellow officers across the nation, and our own Winnicott family.
Have a great Friday and April vacation, Winnicott. I'm Nick Cita.
And I'm Robert Smith.